Hello and welcome to another video. This is a quadratic equation. It may not look like it, and this is how you know it's a quadratic equation. If you look at the variable at the beginning and the variable in the middle, one appears to be the square of the other. Just look at the exponent. If one exponent is double another exponent in any equation that looks like this, you should tell yourself that's a quadratic equation. For example, 4/3 is double 2/3 because all you have to do is multiply this exponent by 2. And that looks very similar to when you have something like this, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. You can see that this is double this because the number here is 1. Okay, so that's what you look out for when you see expressions that look like this, and then you just say, okay, what was doubled? Usually the smaller one is doubled, so this was doubled, and then you take this as what you substitute, and you can just solve it. Solve that point that you substituted, and you'll be good. So let's just move on and do this. So my substitution is going to be, I'm going to say let y to the 2/3 be equal to, I'll choose the letter n. Okay, use that as the new variable. So I'm going to say, now if you look at this, it means that this expression, y to the 4/3, is going to be n squared. Because what I just did is multiply this exponent by 2, which means this 1 is multiplied by 2. I have this. Or just say that this is the square of this. So now let's rewrite this weird expression and make it look similar to what we are used to. So this is going to be n squared minus 5n plus 4 equals 0. And now we just need to factor or use the quadratic formula. But like I would always say, do not use the quadratic formula if it can be factored. And these numbers are small. So the question is, what two numbers will you multiply to get positive 4? Well, 2 times 2 or 4 times 1. Well, when you add those two numbers together, you must get negative 5. Well, you know 2 times 2 will not work because they are too small to produce 5. But 4 and 1, negative 4 and negative 1 will be the best options. And that's the solution. Okay, so I'm just going to factor this into n minus 1 and n minus 4 equals 0. If you open this up, you FOIL it, you're going to come back to this expression. And that's it. So I know for this to be equal to 0, this is 0 or this is 0, or both of them are zeros. Okay, so I'm going to say n minus 1 equals 0 or n minus 4 equals 0. So n equals 1 or n equals 4. Those are the two possible answers that I'm going to get here. So remember, this is not your answer. This is just a path to the end. Now, your actual answer will be in terms of y. We introduced n, so don't stop here. So now, what exactly is y? We're going to take this expression, we're going to solve this, we're going to solve this. But we can just say that if n equals 1, then it means this expression is equal to 1. Let's see. So you have y to the 2/3 is equal to 1. What exactly would y be? Now, this is the strategy I adopt when I have a fraction as the exponent. I just look for the reciprocal of the fraction of the exponent, and I say I'm going to raise y to 2/3. I'm going to raise it to 3/2. Just flip it and take this to say 1 to 3/2. So if you follow the laws of exponents, this will cancel this out. You have y. Well, whatever you raise y1 to will always remain 1. Okay, so that's it. Y is equal to 1. That's if we used this. Now we're going to use this one now. Or the second option, let me write it on this side. Or you say y to the 2/3 is equal to 4. And you say that y to the 2/3 raised to 3/2 equals 4 raised to 3/2. This is going to give you y is equal to, well, 3/2 means, so this means square root of 4, then raised to power 3. So what's the square root of 4? 2. What is 2 to the 3rd power? That's going to be 8. So that's how you simplify that. Or you just rewrite it and say square root of 4 raised to power 3. You can do that. Or you can say 4 to the third and then you take the square root. Well, you're going to get 64. Square root of 64 is 8. Or you take the square root first, which is going to be 2, then raised to power 3 is going to be 8. So we end up with y equals 8. Okay, so those are the two possible values of y that's going to make this quadratic equation true. I hope you learned something. If you did, don't forget to give this video a like, give it a share, leave a positive comment in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, don't stop learning. Those who stop learning have stopped living. Bye-bye.